Okay, we are recording part two, day two, 24 hours to launch, as you just said, Sweets. Starting out, how are you this morning? How's your body and how's your mind and how's your spirit?
Feeling better today. Got my
Oh,
run in, ate
yeah.
some food, munching on some nuts, drinking
Nice.
some water.
Same.
Got in a meditation before this and took a shower. And so feeling very good. How about yourself?
Good. I got in a short meditation before this, but as I've come to see, short meditations can be amazing just as well as long ones.
Mm-hmm.
Got to walk this morning, had a nice smoothie, some turkey bacon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
got to hang out with Pikachu a little bit, so that was nice. Yeah, and I had a thought that I edited the credits like 5 minutes before we got on here because I do what's called morning pages in the morning where I just write 3 pages stream of consciousness every day, and
Mm.
I realized the term that I've been wanting to use for myself as a creator, and this is totally inspired by the hyperstructures article from Jacob from Zora. I'm pretty sure Jacob's his name, which is to consider myself a hyper creator and to see how I can embrace that way of understanding myself. So I didn't take out writer, performer, or any of that, but I just added at the bottom next to you and Matt, where Matt's creative advisor, you're music NFT engineer. I'm also hyper creator, and I think that is the most apt word. And going forward, it'd be cool if I can just put that, and people can know what that means. But all that said, I realized I really want to include that. So it's been a good morning for that too, in terms of reflecting on metadata and what I want to see. So I just finished the string, so it'll be ready to go for us. And then between now and tomorrow, before we actually deploy, I'll double check everything and make sure everything goes to the correct stuff, that the IPFS links are correct. But yeah, otherwise I'm feeling good too. I'm ready to go.
Want to just dive right in and ship it and
Let's
see
do
how
it.
we're feeling, how we're looking?
Let's do it. Let me share my screen really quick. All right. Hopefully you can see that. Should probably get my text out of there. All right. Okay. So let me grab this from the chat. Okay. You can see this, right? Third web.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay. Great. Okay. And I just got a message from Matt. He's about to join. All
Oh,
right.
awesome.
Cool. So he'll
Yeah.
be
Do,
here in
do
just a
you want to
second.
wait?
Yeah. Sure. Why
Okay.
not? Why not? Let's wait. And no rush. Yeah.
Awesome.
We got this. Cool. I do. If there's maybe I can pin one of your tweets in the meantime, Sweets. Um, just of you talking about some nice things. I liked the green, the green tweet.
I couldn't believe that. That was so silly.
Dude,
Like,
and what's funny is I assumed I was missing something,
no,
and
no. Actually, let me send it again because it's overall a good tweet. But the fact that I said proof of work, like nobody can retweet that. Creating music on proof of work Ethereum. Like, what are you trying to say here?
oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna redo that tweet.
All right,
I'm
cool.
not gonna delete it. I'm not one to
Yeah, no.
delete once I put
Yes,
something out.
but we can just retweet that too. Yeah, more the
Okay.
merrier. Both and here, both and. Oh my god, dude, your mood board of the hyperbolic time chamber. Oh, oh my god. I
That's
want to
where we're
add
at.
that to the to the space. That is where we're at.
Because like I'm down here pretty isolated in Buenos Aires, and so I
Uh-huh.
kind of feel sometimes like I'm just it's my
Mm.
hyperbolic time chamber period of my life.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Well, it's
Proof of
valuable time.
it it is a valuable time creating green music NFTs on proof of stake Ethereum. Okay, exact same tweet, changed one word. It's now
Nice.
out.
Nice.
Thanks for sending that to me last night in the
oh, absolutely.
how you did it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Ooh yeah. And then we'll get part 2 up on YouTube today.
Yeah, that was cool. How much editing time did you have to put into that yesterday?
Um, not much. I was gonna try to not edit it all. It was like 5 minutes. The most of the time was just waiting for it to export from Premiere. From I use Adobe Premiere. but I was like, because for some reason when it downloaded, it didn't download the version where you can see our video and everything nicely. So I
Mm.
had once I pulled it into Premiere, then it showed up nicely, which is really weird. I've never experienced that, but I was like, well, while I'm here, I might as well throw my logo on the front of it then, and then it's
Right.
got just a little something, you know. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So all right. So I think maybe he said about to join. He said he was up working very late. He just started a new job at two music venues over here in DC. One called Union Stage, and one called Howard Theater. So he was out super late working a show, which is pretty cool. So this
Mhm.
dude is like he's over here with the music industry, and he's also in the IRL straight up just shows and managing for shows. So
Yeah.
I think maybe we can always catch him up because I definitely want us to be able to get going. If you're okay with that, what do you think, or do you think we can just hang out a little bit more,
Your call.
or you
This
could?
is the final test
Yeah.
before we kind of do our shipping tomorrow, and so it would definitely be nice to have him.
Okay. Great.
I
Well
don't
then,
know how long he'll be, but
yeah. Maybe in
this
a
call's
few minutes
important.
in a few minutes at 11:15 my time, 12:15 your time, we can I can reach out to him again. But maybe I can just ask you how you're feeling about your part of the process because I remember yesterday you were saying you felt like you were a little bit behind and that of
Mhm.
course main priority for you is getting this smart contract ready to go. How do you feel in terms of right now? Where are you at?
Everything that we've talked about of stuff that needed to get done has been done. So
Oh
I spent
wow.
all day yesterday coding. It was me and my computer. It feels like big hackathon energy of
Yeah.
like I'm putting fuel in my body and then I'm coding. And I was up coding probably until 1 or 2 this morning.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so we've got Bowl FM compatibility. So once you ship this, you can immediately head over to Bowl FM and be able to mint it over on Bowl FM. We've
Cool.
got the end time updated. So instead of it being GMT on the midnight of October 31st, it's now Eastern time, October 31st. We're using metadata renders, so we are fully composable with Zora. And when you deploy live, you will actually be leveraging the music or the metadata render in the Zora drop stack. Payments all automatically go to 0x splits. And so as soon as a song is bought, money goes right into the 0x split. And then finally, we got purchase songs. So you can, up and until October 31st, you can pick any track you want and you can buy it specifically. And so, oh yeah, and we also got the airdrop. And so once you collect all 12 of them, you automatically get airdropped that final 13.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so we'll be able to test all that today.
Woo! Okay, great. Yeah, Matt's got to be here for this. All right, let me shoot him one
The
more text.
one, the one thing I don't have is a contract URI.
Okay.
There's metadata for OpenSea. Um, if you could open up a new tab
Yep.
and then look up OpenSea metadata standard.
Okay.
And so OpenSea is weird. There's an EIP, I believe it's EIP 2971 for on-chain royalties. And that's one thing I still need to build in. And so I'm going to leverage that, EIP
Okay.
2971.
Uh-huh.
But then the other one on the left bar, there's a contract level metadata. OpenSea leverages their own contract level metadata. And so we'll want to give them, this is what will show up in the contract. So when you have an OpenSea token, you can click on the contract name and then it takes you to the contract where you can like see a full list of all the songs that have been minted on your album.
Uh-huh.
And so the name will probably make Wayspace, but you see those like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attributes right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll want those for the contract.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And that would also be good information just for me to know when I'm setting EIP 2971, what is the
Uh-huh.
royalty percentage we're going to want?
Yeah.
Um, have you thought about what number you want?
Um I've thought a little bit, but I think I kind of was holding it lightly. I know on when I did my map to Wayspace on Zora, it was 10%. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen people do more. I've seen people do less. I feel like 10% makes sense.
Cool.
It just feels like a nice even number, where 10% of it goes to our split,
Right,
rather than the 100% the first time around, etc. Um,
right.
so when you say you need those, the name, description, image, external link, seller fee, basis points, and then fee recipient. Do you want me to like copy this right now and then fill it in for you, or just tell you as you do it?
If we could just talk through it. So
Okay.
if I was assuming I was going to copy most of this from your project level metadata that you
Yep.
have already made. And so if I
Perfect.
can I just copy the name, description, image
Yep.
from the project info
Mm-hmm.
for external link. Is it the same external link as what you've got for the other metadata?
Yep. And that link is in the way dot space.
Cool. Fee basis points, you just told me we'll make it 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fee recipient is the one part I'm not too fond of, because we're gonna for OpenSea, we're gonna have to hard code it. And for every other marketplace like Rarible and Zora, et cetera, they're all going to respect EIP 2971. And so we can make the royalties dynamic, and we're going to make the royalties dynamic so that it goes into whatever split it should go into.
Mm-hmm.
On OpenSea, we need to pick one. And so I'm curious what your thoughts are for picking one.
Uh, one split for the whole, or one address that we put in there for the whole thing.
Exactly.
Well, we have a split that's for the full thing. We
Okay.
do have one, so that's the one we can use. That will make it so that it goes evenly to everyone that was a part of the project. Which
Awesome.
if it's like if we have to choose one, that's the one to choose because
Cool.
that way we're not leaving anybody out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be for OpenSea. Every
Okay.
other platform that leverages, and if OpenSea someday does go with the royalty registry and EIP 2971, they'll use
Uh
it
huh.
too. But OpenSea is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
All
That
right.
answers.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I'm glad we could go over that. Just for the sake of just this video. So when I was talking about for the person watching slash listening, when I was talking about that one address split, in the split section of the spreadsheets, which on the Zoom I'm going to right now, I feel like I didn't show this yesterday. Um, there is each song has its own 0x splits address, but at the bottom one of the airdrops is going to be the full album with lyrics, and the split for that includes every single person that was on the album. Hey, there's Matt. Hey Matt, I'm inviting you to speak. Let's see if okay, he hasn't hopped into the Zoom yet. So that address, the full album with lyrics address, is going to be the one that we use for that thing that Sweets was just talking about with OpenSea, because that makes it easy for us to make sure everybody's included, and if we have to choose one, that's going to be the one. Okay. All right. Okay, so hopefully Matt will join. Okay, he's looking for Zoom link. Let me pass it along to him real quick. I'm glad we could go through that though. Sweets, just want to let you know I'm gonna have a couple questions for you, but I want to be able to get into this before I ask the questions, which will come later because they're not super pressing. They're really just like clarification questions. All right, let me grab this. All right. Cool. There he is. Yeah. Hey Matt. Yo yo. So Matt, what I was texting you is that Twitter Spaces is where you'll be speaking and hearing us while your computer unmute yourself so that the Zoom can pick up your voice, but we won't be hearing each other through Zoom. So I'm inviting you as a speaker. Yeah, there we go. All right. Matt, you can unmute yourself on Twitter as well. And then, yeah,
Okay. All right. I think it's working now. Just getting feedback.
yeah, yeah. I would say turn your computer all the way down, but unmute yourself
Mhm.
on Zoom on your computer. So turn your computer sound off, and then leave it unmuted. And now speak. Let's just make sure we can hear you.
Um.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounding good over here.
We hear you on the Twitter space. Perfect.
Okay.
Hey Matt, dude, thanks for joining us. Sorry you had to
Of
be up
course.
so late.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a long show, but we're chilling.
All right, cool.
Tell us about it. I'd love to hear the music world. I've been
Oh
totally on
man.
my computer for the past 24 hours.
So we had a artist named Tessa Violet last night. She has a big song called Crush that was like out in 2019, I think, but it's like in terms of the old world, it's been streaming like crazy and all that kind of thing. So she's definitely got her own little pop stardom coming along. But she I was working at a place called Union Stage last night here in DC. And it's like a 450 cap room. So she she had a whole like lighting rig and like all
Oh.
this stuff. So I was there at noon and just like pushing crates and all that kind of thing. And finally, when we got everything like in and whatnot, they had some stuff I'd like never seen before. They had like this bubble machine that was super sick. It was like a hazer slash bubble maker. So the bubbles would like explode into a like burst of haze, and it was like fucking insane. I've never seen some shit like that. So that plus her light show was super intense and like super like pop star. She had like 3 outfit changes. I was like, this is insane.
Wow.
And yeah, there's a guy named Will Shepherd Cook who opened for her from London, who was super sick too. And then this group from Vancouver called Des Sourmet, which they told me what it means in French, but I forget what it means. But apparently, it was like something that like French Facebook would like tell you if you made a new friend. It would be like Des Sourmet, like someone like Jack or something. So I think it means along the lines of like you're now connected, or I think is what
Mm.
they were saying.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it was cool. We got to meet a lot of cool people, and then we were pushing boxes again
Yeah.
till like 1:30 or something. So
Dang.
overall, a very fun day, but a long day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily my like typical venue I work at. I usually work at a little bit of a bigger one, so it was just like cool, like come back to where my roots were kind of almost. So
Mm.
it
Mm-hmm.
was fun. Very much enjoyed it, but also am very tired. So yeah. This is actually working beautifully with the thank you, sweets. This is working beautifully with the sound now, by the way. The shit is
Oh,
like
good.
smooth. Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
I
awesome.
think I think we got it figured out. The only thing I could see in the future, not for these rounds, but would be if we just went live on Twitter, if that makes sense, where like we were on Zoom or Riverside or something, and then it just broadcast to Twitter so that people could see our video on Twitter too.
Cool.
But I like the spaces. It's nice. I mean, spaces is just a nice space. Um, so I think maybe this is also maybe context for people that might watch this Zoom later, and context for you, Matt. So basically, Sweets and I were just talking about what we accomplished yesterday, what we were able to. Sweets was talking about everything that he was able to get done, which is really great. And I talked a little bit about the fact that I wanted to include the term hyper creator into my credits, so that of course, I was the writer and performer of each song, but like, say I wasn't the writer of one song, I know that I'm the hyper creator of every single one, and that similar to how your role of creative advisor is something you came up with, and music NFT engineer is something that Sweets came up with. Hyper creator is a term that I'm using for myself because it's a bit of an anti-term in a way, but it's something that I was inspired by. Actually, that article you sent me, the hyperstructures article from Jacob from Zora, really inspired me to like take that approach to my own creativity as well, and kind of embrace how just see it in an open way where like he's not just describing what he's talking about, he's also describing stuff that he may not have been aware of that I'm feeling within myself too. So all that said, we're in a pretty good spot. I was doing some edits on the metadata beforehand. I've got my string ready to go for what you can see on screen with Third Web that we'll be doing. Yeah, so that's it. Sweets, anything you want to discuss or bring up before we just get into this and get it going?
The main thing I'd love to see from both Matt and Jack is for you guys to buy every song on the album and verify that you can buy them either via bundles, via purchase, and that you also get airdropped the final token.
Cool. Okay. Let's do it. Let's test it.
Hell yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and well, first connect my wallet here. Okay. Now I'm going to go to deploy now. All right. There's my string. Oh, so drop metadata renderer. Can you instruct me on what to do there, Sweets?
Yes, I was jumping between whether I should hard code that or give it to you as an option. Ultimately, we're giving it to you as an option right now. You can go here to our GitHub repository and get the option for, if you scroll down,
Wow,
there should be some testing params. There's the drop metadata render on both Ethereum and Polygon Mumbai. So if you're on Mumbai, copy the Mumbai address.
Yep. Got it. All right. Whoops. Can get rid of that. All right, here. I'll just go like that. Get that over there. Cool. All right. So I'm going to throw that in there.
Just confirming you are, you've got the 13th back in there for us to airdrop?
Yeah, 13 and 14. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a question I had. What's the release mechanism around the 14th?
So the 14 and the 13 are the exact same mechanism. They both get airdropped as soon as somebody has all 12 in their wallet.
Roger. Okay.
Same exact one. They're just the way it's meant to work as far as story is that 13, which is the full album with the lyrics, is airdropped to somebody because they completed the puzzle. They collected all 12, so they get to have the album. But the story behind the 14th is, which is the B-sides, is that with every puzzle that you put together, there's a synergistic effect where not only do you just get the sum of its parts, but it's also more than the sum of its parts, and there's a buried treasure underneath, so to speak, which is the B-sides. It's the underside, the underbelly of it. So, all right, cool. So I've got these just for the sake of it, so you can see it from what's it called, VS. I'm gonna throw it in there. All right, so the string is there. Now we've got the metadata renderer. I'm on Mumbai. It'll probably ask me to switch networks, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Should be good now. Okay. A little bit of testmatic. Pull this down here. Okay. It's nice to practice deployment. Beyond just testing it, it's nice to practice it. So that I'm not like, my hands aren't shaking before I hit the button. Although they might shake. If they do, that's the excitement talking.
Right. If either of you guys need some testmatic, I just sent you the faucet in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I might as well grab some more. Nice. Okay. I should be okay. But... All right, so we got it deployed.
Cool. First, can we test out the VolFM integration?
Yeah, sure.
Copy your contract address.
Uh-huh.
And then go to mint.vol.fm /8001, 8 3 zeros and then a 1. I'm sorry, one more zero in there.
Uh-huh. Oh,
80,000. And then / your, 80,000, my bad. Then your contract address and then send it.
I love this guy. Shout out to Lucas for that. This beautiful UI.
Try
Okay.
refreshing.
Uh-huh.
So probably just loading your data. You might
Yeah.
have to do it a couple times early.
Sure, sure. While it's loading, Sweets, this is a question I have for you. I know that Vol FM has a 10% fee for people. Oh boy. Um, so I want to ask about that, but I just see that we're here. Oh my goodness.
No fees.
Okay, no fees since we built you built the
Yep,
contract yourself. Okay, cool.
exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is
Good.
Would
great.
you mind sending that link to us here in the chat so that
Yep,
Matt and I can both buy off of there?
definitely. So it looks like it's taking some time for the visualizer to load, which makes sense.
We've got the visualizer in there now. That's good to know. It probably won't load. I forgot about that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Matt.
while we're checking that out, this is interesting. Remember, Jack, how the other day I couldn't use the mint on Vol?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Because now I'm getting the same SSL error again. So it's saying the site can't provide a secure connection. Mint.vol.fm's an invalid response, and then just the error SSL protocol error, whatever.
Is that what happens when you refresh the page?
Just did it and nothing, and then I hit the reload button also that's on here, and that didn't do anything. The other day I even tried taking just the S out of the HTTP because I don't know what the technical term for that would be, but I remember having SSL issues before, and like that didn't help either.
So you're saying you can't go to Vol FM on your phone?
I guess I haven't necessarily tried it on my phone.
Or
Is
what?
that
Or
the
you
only
can't do
place
it on
it'll
your
work?
computer? What are you saying?
I can't do it on my computer. I haven't tried it on my phone. Should I try it on my phone?
Oh, okay. No. So you're not able to do it on your computer. That is interesting.
And it was the same thing for
JNax,
Jack.
right?
Yes, Jack could show me the project you had worked on originally with this, and I couldn't get that mint page to work either.
Can we look at Matt's screen and
for
talk
sure.
through this friction point?
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like it changed the song for you already too.
Yeah, because it's been 3 minutes. Let me just give you screen sharing privileges, Matt.
Okay.
1 second.
I just loaded up some more Mumbai.
Nice. All right, 1 second, guys. Let's see here. 1 sec, my bad.
You're good.
Just let the transaction go through. I just want to test these. Yeah, so it makes sense. It's done the second of each two so far, so that's dope. 1 second. I just need to get in here. Share screen. I'm not finding the. 1 sec. Let me just stop sharing my screen. It'll be easier for me to find the stuff so that you can share. Cool. Here we go. All right. Now we're good.
Okay.
Great.
So I am going to share. All right. So is it best for me to just like copy and paste it and put it in, or just click on the link in the chat first, then we can kind of just troubleshoot from there?
You should just be able to click on it.
Okay. Wait, how do you pull the chat back up when you're sharing? Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, boom.
Okay, and now can you click on the URL? You're in Google Chrome right now, right?
Yep.
And then go back to the start of the URL.
Got it.
and it does have HTTPS there. That
Yeah.
is interesting. That's weird. Yeah, their SSL is not valid for some reason, but you got the same thing on Wura.
That was the first out of 151, right?
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
got that
whatever.
error when you went on to, so when you went to planetsun.xyz.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is really weird. Actually, it looks like you have an update on your browser in the top right. Can we try updating your browser and see if that's it?
Okay.
Yeah, just it looks like just relaunch.
Cool.
While we're waiting for that, Ale, I just saw you join. Guys, if you look in the Twitter space, there's someone named Fab there. That's Fabrizio, who produced a lot of this album, and he's like
Oh.
brand new to Web3. Been doing a lot of research the last few days. Hey, Ale, if you want to
What up,
come
Ale?
Ale, feel free. Or if you want to join the Zoom so you can follow along and see our screen, please feel free. But glad you're here.
All right, so it just relaunched, and I'm gonna
Still the same.
Yeah, that was the old one though. So let's just see if I click a clean link and fuck me.
Hey, Ale.
Oh.
I just opened my Twitter to look at soccer stuff. It's like, oh, this is my soccer Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. I saw myself Wayspace on top left, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So,
What's up, dude?
you guys too much, but I'll get in a minute.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll let you in, and then you can just kind of watch our process as we go. Thanks, Ale.
So
Still seeing the same error. I see.
Troubleshooting on this real quick. I do know that like I've messed around with my DNS stuff before, because I do some things with Handshake. So I don't know if I like fucked something up on the back end, and just like didn't realize it.
This might be a good opportunity for you to test out the minting on mobile. I'm surprised that you're not having it work here. Are you okay with trying it on mobile?
Yeah, for sure. Let me text the link to myself, and then go from there. I think it'd be cool to test it on mobile anyway, so might as well use this for what it is. While we're doing that, do you want me to let you share your screen again, Jack?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. So I've already minted how it ends in somewhere somehow.
Sick.
Also, Ale, I think you're in here. Welcome. So the one thing I've noticed is it looks like things like the play button isn't going. I wonder.
On Vol FM?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't made it work with videos yet. I forgot that I didn't realize that we were going to be.
Okay, cool. Okay, just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something for me. All right. But otherwise, I was able to mint both of them.
Damn.
And I'm just reloading right now to see if it goes to the. Oh, I think were there only 4 in this test one. I think maybe I forget, or should it have them?
You're asking what number are we on right now?
Yeah, right now we're on 4.
Good.
So I'm just seeing what's up.
I see we're on 8 right now.
We're getting the same. We're in the same error, which now I'm like, what the heck?
So you're seeing it on your mobile phone too?
Yep.
You configured, you're talking, so you changed your settings for your network as a whole, like all your Wi-Fi for everybody that's connected, or?
I don't think I would have gotten that deep with it. I thought it would have been like a computer specific problem. So now I'm a little unclear. Yeah. Because I only messed with the DNS stuff like once or twice, and that was because we were having issues with like an SSL thing and a few other things with one just like project I was working on. But I definitely didn't do anything on my phone. So yeah, I'm a little
how can I
stumped.
take a link for myself? Let me see. Matt, can you send the link in our Twitter message group?
Yes. Doing that's right now.
And Jack, if you're also able to try the link on your phone to see if you can recreate. But
Yeah, gotcha.
it loaded instantly for me. I see somewhere somehow.
Yeah.
Same.
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 It's saying that in like the Twitter DM, it definitely is loading as that way on my phone, like somewhere somehow right there.
Yeah.
So let me.
But
I'm
as
gonna go
soon as
to
you
it
tap on it, it gives you the error.
Are you connected to your Wi-Fi on your phone right now, Matt?
Yeah.
Could you see what happens if you connect to
If
cellular?
I don't, yeah, okay.
Great suggestion.
Thank you.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that definitely worked.
Oh shit. Okay, so it's your Wi-Fi.
Sick. Yeah, wait. I think I didn't hear what you just said, Jack, but I saw your lips move.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
So yeah, without Wi-Fi.
Okay. So it's has to
Wait,
do
I
with
still
your
can't hear you,
Wi-Fi.
Jack. I don't know if I'm fucking up.
Oh. Sweets, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I have a feeling now that he's not on Wi-Fi, it's going a little slower, so he might be lagging a
Okay.
bit on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I can hear Sweets, but yeah, but okay.
Interesting.
Cool.
I'm just going through and mentioning them all right now.
Cool.
Okay. Do you want me to
I'll send.
do you want me to do that on mobile, y'all?
Yeah, it'll probably take you a little while longer.
Okay.
But it would be great if you can buy them also. We can see if you get airdropped the price.
Got it.
Yeah. So the one thing for me, Sweets, is that I'm not it's not going past somewhere somehow on my end when I reload the page on Vol FM. If you look
And
on
I still
screen share.
now I just literally can't hear Jack, but and I can hear Sweets loud and clear. So I literally just like I think I'm just technologically fucked.
I've had that happen
Yeah.
on when actually on the onboarding with J Matt cut out at the end, and I just was like, well, I guess I'm not going to hear it. If I think what I ended up, what you might need to do is, it's probably because you're doing a lot on your phone and you're jumping on and off Wi-Fi. You might, if you want to get it to work, maybe just exit the Twitter space and come back, and I'll invite you back up. We were getting technical difficulties on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Your call. You could also, another option that you could do, Matt, is you can turn your phone volume all the way down and then turn up your computer volume. And as long as you're wearing headphones, you could probably hear Jack through the Zoom call.
Got it. I think that's the move.
Yeah, true.
Let us know if that works for you.
Yeah, because Matt, you don't have to. Oh, he can't hear me. Sweets. In the meantime, what I was trying to mention is on my end. If you look at, I should be.
All right.
You
I can definitely hear Jack now. So
Okay,
good stuff.
Okay, great.
Is that
Welcome, Ale.
doubling y'all up though?
No,
Okay.
No, everything sounds fine.
it's
Cool.
cool actually.
Dude, Ale, look at that freaking pup.
All
right,
well,
cool.
Hey guys, I just
Um,
brought my puppy here for
Okay,
motivation.
so Sweets, the thing that I wanted to tackle now that we kind of have a sense of what's going on with Matt, hey Charlie, is that for me on Vol FM, it's not going past somewhere somehow. It's just sticking there, and it makes me wonder if it's like a cache thing or something like that.
Let me check in the Wayspace.
Charlie doesn't understand.
I'm only updating the metadata on purchase of track, and so it's not updating when I buy the bundle. So I need to make this in the underlying. The short answer is if you buy that right now, and then you refresh the page, it will update. Someone has to execute a purchase in order for it to update.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because this site is leveraging Zora's metadata render, we need to make a call from our contract to Zora's metadata render to update what Zora's metadata render is showing, because Zora's metadata render can only ever show one token at a time.
Okay.
And so the first purchase that is made when a new week starts, we'll update Vol FM, but someone has to make that purchase. I thought my bundles would, I don't have it working right now. I've already been buying the bundles, but now you can see it updated.
Now I see. Oh, interesting. And this went straight from somewhere somehow all the way to All in My Head, which makes
It's going
sense.
to update to whatever the latest drop
Okay.
is.
Well, this if this is the way it works, it won't be an issue because I'm gonna mint every single one, of course,
Right.
because I'm
Right.
collecting every single one for sure.
I had a feeling you and I will both be buying it pretty much as soon as the drop comes out. So
Cool.
we'll be updating it. But that is a good bug catch that I thought it was the bundle is not currently updating the metadata. So bundle purchase needs to update the metadata render.
Yeah. All right. So if we look at All in My Head, a special full album version of In My Head with amazing reimagining. Yeah. We got the properties, BPM, genre, key, runtime, track number, about Wayspace, details. And then if I'm right, Sweets, if I go to, where is it? Let's see if I can find what I was talking about. No, not there. To see the, I wanna be able to see all the metadata. Ah, come on, I can find this.
If you go back to Vol FM, I might have it there.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. You were in the right place on OpenSea.
Yeah, I know it's like a little bit hidden. It's like a buried treasure kind of thing right now.
Yep. You click on the token ID.
Token ID. Oh.
Oh, it should be clickable. Try refreshing this page.
Okay. Yeah.
You should be able to click it and it takes you to the.
Huh.
That's weird. Is that just you or is it impacting me as well?
Let me go to a different one of these.
That's weird that you can only copy it.
Oh, there it. No. Huh.
That's very weird. What you would do if the OpenSea link doesn't work is you'll click on that contract address and it'll take you over to, this contract is not verified right now. Can you go back to third web?
Mm-hmm.
And on the far right tab is sources.
Mm-hmm.
Click verify on Mumbai Polygon scan.
Aha. Cool. Okay. I know we got to see it yesterday, so I know it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we can go back there. Cool. And now you can go to read contract. Token URI is the function that OpenSea and Everywhere calls. So you'll scroll down to token URI.
There it is.
And then on OpenSea, you'll see what the token ID is that you want to query for.
Aha.
The token ID is, yeah, right there. So you'll put that in and get the metadata. I guess you could have also done it in third web. I forgot. You could have just done it in.
Oh, okay.
If you go back to the Explorer, there's token URI down. It's alphabetical. So down at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you can take that and check out what the metadata is.
Yeah. Whoops. Okay.
So Polygon Matic is definitely different than the Polygon Mumbai mainnet.
Yeah.
Mumbai's Polygon's testnet, if I have that right.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And in Rainbow, they switched a few things up on me, so I'm having a little trouble adding a new layer 2 network in here.
Yep. There should be an option to add test nets. If you go into your settings, there should be a checkbox that allows you to add test nets.
Okay.
And once you find that, that should add, hopefully we'll add.
Because so it used to be in settings and it used to be like front and center, and I'm just like not seeing this shit. I'm gonna keep playing around.
Okay, cool. All right. So I think it feels like the next steps to do, if I have this right, Sweets, is to go back to and deploy this again, and really go through and collect, like you and me, for example, collect every single one.
I'm doing it right now.
You are okay, great.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
we got it.
Well, let's make sure we go through it. So what do you know what tokens you're missing right now?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to.
Instead of redeploying, let's just talk through how to leverage the existing contract, because we should be able to do everything on here if we
Okay,
talk through questions.
maybe third web is the way to go about it then. I'm not 100% sure how to see which ones I've specifically minted. I'm pretty sure I got. Actually, no. I'm pretty sure I know. I got How It Ends, Somewhere Somehow, and All in My Head. Those were the three that I got.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't have to guess. Let's go back into third web, and then let's scroll down to tokens of owner, and then you can put in your address, and then it'll give you every token that you currently own on Wayspace.
And so this is also okay. Cool.
And it looks like it's going to return it back in big numbers, which I don't necessarily like. I'm curious if it'll do that same thing over on Polygon Scan, because I didn't think it would do that, but let me. I'm gonna check over on Mumbai Polygon Scan to see if, because that's hard to read for you to be able to know what tokens you own. Tokens of owner.
Hi, Yassine. Welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat.
Yeah, if you do it over in Mumbai Polygon Scan, it looks a little bit cleaner.
So, guys, what's your opinion on abortion in the United States of America?
That's not relevant. Sorry. So, with the ecosystem of the microscope of the Brave web browser,
it's a couple steps, but it's definitely a couple steps, but.
Yeah, I completely understand. But so when I'm trying to access the woke nature of the chandelier nature, do I actually have to access it through the innovative and the ingenuity and
read contract.
The innovativity?
And then scroll down to tokens of owner, I believe.
Grabbing my address.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and so you own token numbers, and so you'll copy that list and then go back to third web. Okay. And so now you can go to puzzle completed. There's a puzzle completed function.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
That'll tell you, and so then you open card bracket and then paste your numbers and then closing. This is called an array.
An array.
Yep. And then query, and it should give you a false because you only enclose 4 tokens, so there's no way that you have the whole album.
Thanks, Ale.
Am I being recorded?
Okay. Cool.
And so now let's go. And so now what we need to do is go to own song ID with that same array. And put it in your own tokens instead of the song ID.
Oh, gotcha.
Why can they not?
And now you'll check if you own song number 1. And so now put in song number 1. And then if you hit run, it'll tell you whether or not you own song number 1. It's a manual process right now. I could add functions to make this a faster and easier call. Yeah. And maybe we want to. So it looks like you don't own token 1 because if you only bought on Vol FM, you're buying 1 every 2 tokens, and so you should have bought token 2, 4, 6, and 8, I believe.
Okay.
But you can increase that to number 2 and then check if you own number 2.
Okay. It's interesting that it came up as being 1, 2, 11, 12.
Because those are the token IDs. You take those into OpenSea. Those represent your token numbers, not your song numbers, if that makes sense.
I see. Okay.
Did you get false for number 2 as well?
Yeah, I did. Let me try 4.
I wonder what song you actually own.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie and Christina.
Okay. So
okay, got true. 4. Okay. I think that. I thought I got How It Ends number 2, but Let me try number 12 now, because I'm pretty sure I got 12 as well. Yeah. Okay.
And so then you can use the purchase track function from in here in Third Web to buy any of the things you're missing.
Okay. Cool. So it seems like I'd have to go one at a time, though, right?
To buy them, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're missing the last two, and then you can buy the bundle. But this is the same.
Okay. All right.
Are you
let me
okay?
just go through each one. So I'll just go one at a time.
How are you doing over there, Matt? Have you been able to figure out how to buy one?
Nope. I'm working I just like literally have no idea where they put the mainnet shit in Rainbow anymore because I'm in my settings and I cannot fucking change the shit.
Okay, let me run a Google search for you.
Yeah, I'm in their like learn section right now.
All right.
Because
my bad.
when I go to do Wallet Connect, it brings it up and it says somewhere somehow wants to connect to your wallet. But then the only networks I can choose are Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, or Polygon Matic. And yeah, I'm just like have no idea how to add another network.
That's on the website, not in your Rainbow wallet.
This is in my Rainbow wallet. Once you click Wallet Connect, and then it goes to the Rainbow wallet.
Wait, you used Wallet Connect to connect your Rainbow wallet?
I was going to for this one on my phone at least.
What happens if you use because you're using Rainbow Wallet and there should be an option to connect your Rainbow wallet?
Yeah. So we're doing that, but it comes up with so this is what it comes up as. And the network is in the bottom right, as you can see. But once I click on network, because I figured I would have to be on Mumbai to have it.
But try it.
But so try it without going to Mumbai?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. No. So now I've clicked on the little drop down icon in the top center next to my wallet address, which has the Ethereum logo currently. But then I clicked on Polygon Mumbai and it says confirm in wallet. And now I just don't have any kind of confirmation in my wallet because I think I'm just on Ethereum.
Okay. In your Rainbow wallet, you've tried, let me, I guess, go to Rainbow Wallet on my phone to talk you through how to add tests.
Oh, wait. Okay. Never mind. I think I just had a brain blast.
You figured it out?
I love brain blast.
Fuck. I thought I did. So I'm in connected apps now, and somewhere somehow is a connected app. But when I go to change network, which I thought was my brain blast, you can also go to switch network, but then you can't like add a network, so it still only shows me Polygon Matic.
Okay, you're in your Rainbow wallet.
Yes.
Are you looking at your profile? Apps? Yeah, let's get out of connected apps.
Okay.
Go to. You should just see your address, copy address, receive, and then an add cash button.
Got it.
You see the gear in the top left?
Yep.
You see developer settings?
Yep.
You see enable testnets?
Got you.
Now go through your process again.
Okay.
Onboarding one by one.
I know, right? You are the onboarding wizard.
It's true, Ale. We are forever ingrained in the metadata of the internet, of the blockchain, dude.
You are a legend. I've been seeing you listed on every single track, and it's good to have you here collaborating.
Soon enough, Ale, we're gonna ship some of your stuff. I'm doing all this. I'm learning all this so that I can help you do yours. Sweets Ale asked how you're doing in the chat.
I'm feeling pretty calm today. I think I'm very ready and excited to ship this with y'all. This is a fun project, and I'm grateful to be able to ship some of your first work on chain, Ale. I hope I represent you well. I hope we represent you well.
Thanks.
I think I'm going to make a missing pieces function so that you can just pass in your address and then it'll return to you every song that you're missing to make it easier than this, because this is pretty challenging.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going through one by one to purchase them all.
Okay.
So that basically I can see that they're all purchased. We'll go into OpenSea, make sure they all show up, and then we'll check out. I guess what should happen is once I've purchased all of these, OpenSea should also show that the edition 13 and 14 have been minted, correct?
Exactly.
Cool.
So I continue to be stuck at the confirm and wallet for Mumbai stage. It's not,
Yes.
I like disconnected so I could just start clean.
Right.
And it still will not give me any kind of confirmation message, but on the website, it's giving me the confirm and wallet message. So
you just changed kind of a core thing about the wallet. I recommend you fully close down Rainbow Wallet, and you also fully close down your browser, and you try the experience. Now that you've enabled testnets on your wallet, try it again from scratch. Have you already tried that?
No, but I'll do that right now.
Awesome. Turn it off and turn it back on.
I know, right? Who would have thought just turning the Wi-Fi off would have fixed this shit?
That's often an issue for me, honestly. All right. Okay, so I've got number 10, so I just have one more to get. Or at least I should. Because it said that I had number 4 and number 12. Which was weird that it didn't say I had number 2, but at least we can test this. All right.
I'm missing number 1, 2, 5, and 6.
Cool.
So I'm gonna buy those.
All right. Okay, so I should have them all now. Let me go back to that OpenSea. Thanks, Ale. Appreciate it. Your support is helpful, just being here. Oh boy. Look at all that. So Ale, you can so this is OpenSea, one of like it's kind of like the big kahuna of NFT aggregator platform-ish things. And this is like a place where we're testing to make sure that they show up. Okay, so let's see. It doesn't look like every single one is here, but let me just reload it.
And if you're not finding it, maybe try the puzzle complete function again and see if you have completed the puzzle.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I love that function. Puzzle completed. Oh wait.
Is puzzle completed? Does that require your address, or does it require you to give all of your tokens?
It requires to give me owned tokens.
Okay. I should probably update that. We'll have a conversation at the end about gas and how you feel about it. A lot of this work to check every time takes a bit of gas, but we'll make time at the end to discuss.
Okay.
Do you know how to get that list of tokens again from Polygon Scan?
I think I might. I think I might need some help getting it again.
You'll go onto Polygon Scan, into the read section. You'll go down to owned or tokens owned by. Yeah, tokens of owner.
Right. Okay. Yep.
And then put in your address there.
Oh, wow. 1, 2, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That makes sense.
So those are all token IDs.
Yeah. So,
fuck.
But there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 in there. There are 14 tokens in there.
And then take that list into your puzzle complete and see if you have a completed puzzle.
True, 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 true. Yeah.
You got true? Okay, so now let's see if you got, try to find it in OpenSea. I wonder which one it is.
Oh, let's see. Well, it should have the full album cover artwork there. So let me just keep reloading the page. Huh.
I just got to the same place as you. I'm checking if I have a full list. Matt, I take it you're still struggling?
Yeah, but I'm gonna let y'all keep rolling.
Okay.
It's
Well, you're definitely a use case. Like you're the traditional music listener. You're gonna download Rainbow Wallet, and we've got a. Now this is a very obscure testnet, and so I have a feeling once we deploy on ETH mainnet and you try to use Rainbow Wallet, you won't experience some of this. But it is disappointing that we're getting this issue right now.
Yeah.
Well, it also hopefully seems like a very Matt specific issue because I don't understand why the computer shit hasn't worked for anything with full FM either. So
I have a completed puzzle.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let's see if I actually have the token. Where would you be? Because I also do not see it here in the list. It says there's 28 items. Let's see what item 28 is. Hopefully it's just.
Oh yeah, if there are 28 items, there should be 13 and 14 for us.
Yeah. Checking out my latest. Looks like I just got sent token number 28. Token 28 is what have I done? So I'm not.
Yeah. It'll be very obvious.
I wonder if the bug, this is the first time testing this. And so I think what I had to do yesterday is I had to buy an additional one, I believe after I had them all, which doesn't feel like the right way it needs to be done, but I'm gonna try it again to see.
Okay.
One at token 1.0222. I'm just buying another copy of token 1 to see if that mints the other one as well. Because it might be that in the, I have it set up incorrectly so that in the transaction where you do collect the last one, it still doesn't think you have them all. But now it does, which just means I've been writing my unit test off for this.
Okay.
Testing.
Okay.
My expectation is.
Here's 29 and 30. So these are yours that you just did?
Yeah, and that 30
look
I
at
would
that.
guess.
Look at that. You're right.
Did we get it? Okay, we got it.
The BPM is yours. Key, you.
Okay, so we do have it in here. Key is you. Nice.
Yeah.
Track number all. Now you'll notice because it's so big, OpenSea won't be able to play it.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we focus on maybe making an interface for it and supporting it in our website because you've got the content there. We just need to create an interface to display it. But the token does show up here in OpenSea, which is the important part.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also like a cover art reveal as well. So it's all good.
Okay, so it seems like the airdrop is not happening right now on the purchase of the 12th track. It happens on the first purchase that you do after owning everything. Would you mind verifying that by buying either a bundle? Would you mind trying it by doing a bundle?
Yep.
Just to verify that it would work with a bundle as well?
Yep. 1 second. Where is that? Oh, here we go. All right. So for purchase bundle, it's still 1 because I'm doing purchasing a bundle, or is it? Okay,
correct.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay. And I will say it looks like edition 14 isn't showing up. Only edition 13 showed up.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that we wanted to airdrop that. I will make that update.
Cool.
Airdrops that 14th as well.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so did you get it now?
Is it possible that Rainbow just doesn't support Mumbai as a testnet?
Checking.
Because I feel like that is just like the only thing I can think of now.
Enable test nets. How do I switch networks here? Let me see if I can connect. You sent it to us in the DM. I do not often use the Rainbow wallet. Wrong network. Let's try Rainbow.
Bless you.
Okay. Connected the wallet. Wrong network. The option to switch network is also not popping up from me on Rainbow, so I'm able to recreate your bug.
Okay.
You might be right. Mumbai might, or Rainbow might not support Mumbai.
Okay.
And you have not gotten that last one, Jack?
I did. Oh no, I did. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so you got it from buying the bundle, the first bundle you bought after.
Yep. So when
Great.
I bought something after the 12.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I have an idea that would change things up, but it might simplify, which is that in the same way that I'm airdropping using Zora Create each week the lyric videos to people that bought within that week span.
Right.
So I'm manually rewarding them because they were quick to it. What if I did that with these two? What if I use Zora Create for these two? The question is if Zora Create can handle that big of a file size. But the reason I say that is because then we don't have to even worry about the automatic airdrop thing, which, in theory is kind of cool. But at the same time, then it's like people can get airdrop that token if they buy all 12, right before October 31st, when, to be honest, I like the idea of it being like, no, you also have to have the personal connection with me too, for me to be aware that you're actually getting it. So as far as story, I feel good about it either way. I want to ask you what you think about me doing that as a solution to this that allows our work to be easier as far as a smart contract.
I like your method. It saves tons of gas. I don't want to leverage Zora Creator because you're going to lose all of your verbose metadata when you upload it to Zora Creator.
Right.
I can add in an airdrop. What I can give you is I can give you an airdrop rewards where you enter in an array of addresses and then you hit send and it'll airdrop number 13 and number 14 to everybody that you give in that list.
Okay.
Thoughts?
That's perfect. That makes it even easier for me than having to
and
use
so you can call that whenever you want then. Do you want me to make that cap so you can't call it after October 13th, or do we want to kind of leave it open with you can call it anytime forever to always be able to airdrop these last two tracks to people?
Oh, that's a great idea. I think capping it, you said the 13th, but I think you meant the 31st. I think capping it at November 1st or October 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time as the last time that I can actually airdrop, so that I airdrop it on the 31st, the day of the album drop. Or maybe beforehand. I'll decide when the time comes what makes the most sense.
And so then for people that after the fact collect and want it from you and they come to you and say, hey, can I get that airdrop? You're just going to be like, I'm sorry.
I can't. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do it. Yeah. I think that makes sense because in the same way that I think it really stays true to the scarcity piece of saying, you can collect any and all of these music NFTs, or actually, yeah, really any of these editions all the way up until Halloween. But after Halloween, the only way you can get the editions is by buying it from somebody else that already had it. So that
Okay.
you can only get it on secondary after the fact. And I think keeping every single piece of this album to, as far as this rollout process up until Halloween, to that time frame, I think is a way to honor the people that are quick to it, you know, to truly reward them. And it's not like someone can't get the Wayspace full album with lyrics, but the Wayspace full album with lyrics edition number 13 will be that much more scarce when the time comes.
I really like this because the big downside I see to what we're doing right now is every time a token moves, we're cycling through pretty much every token that's ever been minted and seeing if they own it. And it's a very gas expensive operation. And so right now, in the way that we're doing it, every time someone needs to move a token, they're paying a much higher gas to verify whether or not they should be getting that airdrop. And so by removing this, we're going to drop the gas for everybody, which I think is going to reduce friction from people wanting to buy the album in the first place.
Beautiful.
The big thing that I would like to consider is I love that we want to airdrop. I think that does take away from some of the permissionless capabilities to get the album without permission, without you. And like me as a collector, if I'm wanting to collect all the pieces in order to get that puzzle and I have to rely on Jack to give me that, that's a trust assumption that I don't think I can necessarily rely on as much as Ethereum. How do you feel about us giving a claim puzzle function so that if someone like me or someone else wants to do that in a trustless way, they can, even after the fact? Your airdrop will only be open until the 31st, but permissionlessly, if people somehow want to go through OpenSea and collect all the copies, they can still do that for as long as Ethereum runs and can still trust that the contract will give them that unlockable puzzle.
I love it. I love it.
Okay.
I think that way people can play the game without me being there. Thank you for that. That really like
Cool.
opened my mind, and that way I can still have the fun of like the trust that people can have in me, and as far as, you know, the people closest to me, but people can play the game with or without me. I love that. I love it. Thank you.
We'll scrap the automated airdrop and we're going to make it a manual claim.
Yeah.
And we're good with that.
Yep.
Love
it.
Okay.
And honestly, I could even make that be the thing where I say, honestly, I don't really have to. I'll do airdrop. I'll airdrop the lyric videos separately, unless we want to build that in too. But I think doing the lyric, you want to do that every week, the lyric videos to claim, and I can say, hey, if you've got it, you can claim. Or do you think I can stick with using Zora Create to do those special lyric videos each week?
I like you leveraging Zora Create.
Okay.
I like you having multiple pieces of this tech stack. Let's keep you doing that over there.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So then as far as these edition 13 and 14, I feel like I almost feel like I don't need it all to do the manual airdrop of 13 and 14 before Halloween, but instead I could just say, hey, if you want it, you can claim it. What do you think? Or do you think it would be nice for me to just do the airdrop?
It's an interesting question. I think giving you an airdrop mechanism gives you a little bit of strength as the creator to reward the people that are working hard. And so if there's someone that you're seeing is buying a lot and you feel their energy, but they don't necessarily have the finances to go all the way, you can be like, I see you out there. I don't have the ability to airdrop you any of the individual songs, but I do have this function so that I can airdrop you the ultimate puzzle. Cool. And so then you can, I think that would be cool. That being said, yeah, it depends on what your story is. Like if the thought is for the people that are collecting all of them, you're going to airdrop it to them. If they're smart enough and in this enough that they are buying all 12, they're probably smart enough to be able to go and call the function on their own to claim or to collect the puzzle. I think in my mind, the biggest benefit for you having the airdrop is that you can be a more forgiving judge than the unbiased code running on Ethereum. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, I definitely want to utilize the airdrop functionality, and whether so the other thing I've been thinking about, and this is as far as story 2 is, every week, of course, I'm going to be utilizing Zora Create to do lyric videos for each individual song, but as also, I have ideas for like surprise little like music video snippet things that I can airdrop. So like, say in week 3, if people collect all 6 and I see people there, I can be like, oh, You collected all 6. Well, let me just like airdrop you a short music video of song number 6 or something like that. And
Yeah.
I was planning to utilize Zora Create for that, but I get, okay, cool. Great.
Yeah,
All right.
the question that's in my head right now is, and this might be me asking more than we want to let in. If I'm going to be writing this airdrop function, I'm going to be hard coding it to airdrop tokens 13 and 14. What if I didn't make it hard coded and I just said it's only callable by Jack, and Jack gives us a token ID as well as an array of addresses, and then it will airdrop to those addresses the token. That would allow Jack to override the need for people to pay. Is that a mechanism we want, or is that me opening up a can of worms that we don't want to give a backdoor for Jack to be able to override the price mechanisms?
I think that it's an interesting question. I think that having the backdoor ability is definitely like useful, but I guess I mean, do y'all think it opens a can of worms? Because I guess it's more of like something that would affect y'all's flow and how this all works. But I think that having the ability to override it would allow Jack to do what he says and like reward people along the way, and maybe some other shit comes up along the process that like makes it so Jack like has an idea of like, oh, I do want to airdrop someone something that I didn't even think about before, or like all the above. I think it allows us to like be more flexible during the process for sure. But if it adds more work / more like variables that we can't really test for, then I don't know. Being one day out, I'm always thinking about, let's make sure we're set for tomorrow.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I think well, I think as far as the flexibility with it, I think Zora Create gives me that flexibility without without the metadata, of course, but with certain things like the lyric videos, I don't mind that. It can, there's something to the aspect of being able to have special things that's on Zora Create and stuff like that. I think I will say, Sweets, I think maybe we don't have to do that, and it can just be set up for 13 and 14. And if I want to have that flexibility, I can utilize Zora Create, which the nice thing about that is then I'm utilizing Zora Create. And in the story of this, it's like you don't have to do it one way. You can do it multiple ways at once, which I think is helpful for us as a team as well. So that's kind of how I'm feeling too.
We'll keep the airdrop. It's only callable by you, only until the end of October 31st. Only airdropping token 13 and 14 to people.
Perfect. Awesome. Cool.
Anything else you two think I might be missing from the smart contract layer? Because from my perspective, the two things we need to have locked in to ship tomorrow are the metadata, which is on Jack. Jack, how are you feeling on metadata? Are we feeling like we're on track to ship tomorrow?
Oh yeah, it's done. It's ready. It's ready now. I mean, I'm gonna go through and confirm everything and check each IPFS URL to make sure it has all the metadata correctly. But yeah, I mean, it's looking good right now. So
something to check on. So you've updated it so that it's now animation URLs are now your videos, but I'm not in OpenSea. I'm not seeing the videos playing.
Yeah, I see no video and no play button for audio. It's just the photo. Huh.
My gut is the video. Do you know what size each of those videos are you're trying to play?
Sure, I can show you right now. 1 second. Let me just grab it.
My gut is it's over 100 megabytes.
Definitely over 100. Every single one is over 100, except for maybe one of them. 1 second. Pardon my searching through my stuff here. Okay, so the visualizers is what I have that are the MP4s that would be in OpenSea. If this is somewhere somehow is 522 megabytes. And
522 megabytes.
Yeah, and it looks like this. This is how it would look.
Right. Okay. And it's got audio as well as video there?
Yep. Yeah.
It's got the whole song. Okay. All right, so my gut is that that's just too big for OpenSea to render.
Okay.
And so with that being the case, you creatively have a few options. We can say that this is fine right here. And then when we build out your website will kind of be the place where people can actually consume this metadata in all its glory.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, if you want this to be more engaging on Spotify, you roll it back to how you had it, where it was just the audio.
Uh-huh.
And then on your website, we show the visualizer on your website, because putting the visualizer inside the animation URL is not impacting the token here on OpenSea. And my gut is it's also not going to impact the token on Rarible. And so the question I have for you is this, how are you feeling right now about having your visualizer as an animation URL? I think this is a very important question for musicians to ask. And so like your response to this, I think we could trim out of this video. What are your thoughts, seeing how your large content is responding? You want to react with your metadata.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, first I want to say I feel like we're okay not to trim it out of the video, because I'm happy to talk about, I think this is important as someone who's multidisciplinary. Obviously the ideal for me is to be able, for someone right here to be able to see see the visualizer, watch it move, experience it, as you said, in all its glory. But there is also something to be said for the our main minting website, wayspace.app or whatever it might be, as being the place where you can see that. Not to mention that, like I'll put them all on YouTube, of course, too. So there is a place to see them. And if it, so that's the ideal, but if the files are so big that OpenSea can't handle it, and which makes sense, and we otherwise then just have this still image, so it looks like you're collecting just a still artwork, which, don't get me wrong, is cool too, but it would be it would be better than this would be for me to, I think, and I wrote this down in my notes already, I think, to switch back the animation URL so that it has the lossless audio in there, like the audio wave file there, so that at least when someone's here in OpenSea, they see the still cover artwork and they can at least hit play on the song. I think that's probably the best move, and then we can decide how we want the visualizer to come up later. And yeah, so that's where I'm thinking. I think probably the best move is for me to switch it back, so that the animation URL has the wave file instead of the MP4 file. And then at some point, someone will come along and build something that can support the MP4 file visualizer that's in there. I mean, we're going to kind of do that. But, as far as like maybe OpenSea will one day be like, oh, if you have an MP4 file, we're going to pull that first or whatever. And I think, it's like you were saying, maybe not OpenSea, but the technology and the platforms that are malleable will catch up to what artists have to offer. And I think being willing to work within this right now while not getting rid of the MP4, the visualizer's still there, is probably the best way forward. Yeah, and yeah, yes.
What would it take? Because your audio by itself is good enough, and your video does not look super dynamic. It looks like kind of a GIF that might be looping if I'm looking at it right. Is it possible for you to be able to reduce that video down to a more manageable size, or is that not possible?
So let me pull it up again so you can see. So I did try doing that. So say for Somewhere Somehow, for example. So it's not exactly a GIF. If you look at the eyes, that's like one whole take of eyes blinking. So it's not on a loop.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, and so the reason why it can't really be a looping GIF is because the music is in there. So it has to be as long as the song is. When I tried to export it at a more manageable quality, it just got really fuzzy. It's just, unfortunately, just wasn't good. But here's one option would be, if you remember, I have the snippets. And so like this snippet is the same thing that I just had, but it's only 20 seconds long and it's 55 megabytes. And so I potentially, that if you think OpenSea could handle that as the animation URL, then what I could do is have it be so that the visualizer is the full MP4, the one that's the huge one, 500 megabyte, and then the animation URL, rather than it being the audio wave file, is the snippet. The only thing about that is then people only hear the snippet of the song. So it
Right.
makes me feel like, you know, it's one of those things where I'm still leaning toward us just me just switching out the animation URL so it's the audio so that people can just hear it on OpenSea. And then the one thing that I wanted to ask you, it's more of a confirmation than a question because I feel like I would know the answer, is like if someone loads their assets into MetaMask and they're looking at it, or Rainbow or whatever, what shows up in there is going to be the animation URL as opposed to the visualizer?
In most cases, I'm sure the wallets are only showing the image, not a visualizer or an URL.
Okay. Good to know. Cool.
This is definitely a you decision.
Yeah.
And so if you take time to ponder on what you want to do here, the animation URL is a big representation of your song in the metaverse.
Yeah.
I can answer questions, but it will ultimately be your decision. Matt, do you have anything to weigh in on in terms, are you familiar with the problem that we're talking about right now with the tokens in OpenSea?
I'm a little unfamiliar. I've been trying to follow along. But
maybe Matt, maybe since I just started to understand it, maybe I can restate it for you and see how you feel. So basically right now, I right now in the metadata have these if you look on screen, I have these big ass files that are visualizers that are specific to the entire song. So it's like a way to listen to the song but also watch something. And it's pretty simple. You know, it's a visualizer, not a music video. Right now, that is the animation URL that I want OpenSea to pull in to show people.
Okay.
However, because the file is so big, it can't pull it in, and it's just showing the cover image, just a still image. So here's the thing. Here's the main issue with that. So, of course, it would be nice to be able to show the full visualizer, but because OpenSea can't handle it and is only showing the still image, you also cannot listen to the song on OpenSea. So the way it comes across to someone on OpenSea is that somewhere somehow is just a JPEG.
Yeah.
It's just a still artwork, which is not, you know, obviously not what it is for me as a creator. And so what we're talking about possibly doing is making it so that rather than my animation URL, which is what I wanted OpenSea to pull, is the MP4 that it cannot handle, which is this one, it would instead be the song itself, so that instead of it being a still image, you'd have a play button here that plays the song. So that currently, right now in OpenSea, you could at least listen to the song. The downside is that the animation, you know, one day when someone's going back and looking at the album, they're only going to be able to listen to the song and won't be able to see the video, assuming that the whatever platform is still pulling the animation URL. So it's not to say that the visualizer won't be in the metadata at all. It just won't be the thing that OpenSea pulls from. And so to really boil it down again, the decision is like, do I want my visualizer to be the animation URL thing that's represented, even if OpenSea can't even render it? Or would I prefer to make it so that people can at least listen to the song when they're accessing it on OpenSea? And then my main thing, thanks, Sweets. And then my main thing with it is that I think that there are other ways for me to be able to show, even though it's not the animation URL, there are other ways for me to show that the visualizer is what it is. And that I would prefer to lead with people at least being able to hear the music. Because as much as I love all the different aspects that come around the music is the music. And like that's what we're leading with here. And that's what's most important. And so I want people, wherever they access the album, to be able to at least hear the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. All right, few questions based on all that. One, is this an OpenSea specific problem, or like, I guess mainly like on Zora, they wouldn't be able to pull the visualizer as well from the metadata? Like on Zora, how would it show up?
Phenomenal question. This is phenomenal question. To get the answer, we need to just hop between each of them and see if they work.
Okay,
and
because
them not working now does not mean that they might not work someday in the future.
Totally.
But
yeah, I think that because it sounds a little bit too much like catering to the OpenSea thing to like make sure it shows up on OpenSea correctly. And it's like, I mean, you know, we're such Zora people anyway that like if it works on Zora, like I don't give a shit what it looks like on OpenSea. And my other point is that while I agree 100% about the idea of it, like, you know, this is the music and that's what we're all in it for. And you know me, you know what I mean? But like OpenSea, people don't go to OpenSea to listen to music. So if we're gonna do this problem or like go about fixing this problem, quote unquote, by making it so you can just like play the music, that's not what people use OpenSea for anyway. And even though this is a music project, I think that it's going to be a pretty big detriment to like your visibility and discoverability on OpenSea if we're specifically thinking about how it's going to render on there, because people are going to be like, all I know is that when I go to a music project and it shows only the play button and whatever on OpenSea, I instantly like go away. Like I don't give a shit about it anymore, because if I want to listen to music, I'll go to fucking Bandcamp or YouTube or some shit. And so I think that the way it renders in wallets is, you know, the most important in my eyes, because people want to collect this and have something to come back to in that type of way. But if we're going to be thinking about all this stuff, is there a way to like make it so the animation still pulls the animation link, I guess, still pulls the song so we can hear the song, but then we can just make it the static image and like sacrifice the animation for now? Because if there's a visual of the static image along with the song, then like that makes more sense to me.
I think that's what it would be in OpenSea. What I'm saying, when I say that there'd be a play button, I don't mean that the static image would be gone. I just mean that you would also be able to hear.
Oh, okay. I thought that's literally what you meant, because there's been music NFTs in OpenSea that do not render properly and it just shows a play button.
Right.
And like that shit.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Okay. I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, no, fuck that. All right, cool. All right. Well, I mean, I think that answering the first question I have of like if this is an OpenSea specific thing or not is, I guess, important to figure out the correct path. And then to the idea of like it's better to me if there's cover art on it now for sure on OpenSea, but like how much do we need to like cater this shit to like work on OpenSea versus like work in the way we wanted it to work, I guess. So
oh, thank you, thanks, Sweets.
Yep, you guys can check it out on Rarible as well.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
That's a great idea, Matt. I love everything that you said. Very, very nuanced answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this is a static image that doesn't play from what I'm seeing, correct?
Yeah. Same for me.
Yeah. This is a question for you, Sweets, to really just confirm what I was saying. Oh, my bad. That was weird. I should have the account. That if I do put the animation URL as a WAV audio file, that the static image will still be there as well as the play button. Okay, just wanted to make sure 100% that that's the case. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. All right, cool. So same thing as OpenSea. I'm gonna guess that Zora would be the same, but we really can't know unless we
I'm gonna guess too, but it's worth trying.
Zora does not have any way for us to test. They're not open indexing like Rarible and OpenSea. So the only way for us to know would be to ship it live and then talk to their team about making it work. I know that they have done it. Like one example video is Caspiel's Luna, Reflejo, which I believe is their homepage on Zora right now, should be Caspiel's video. That video is the same size that what Jack was just telling me. And the reason I couldn't help them was for this exact reason, is they wanted a video and I told them nobody's going to be able to play that video. And so they worked directly with the Zora team to get Zora to make that work. And so my gut is we can do it with Zora, but it's going to take one of us opening up a line of communication with someone on the team and getting them to tweak our site's representation of the video to work for us.
How much time?
It doesn't feel like a permissionless solution. It's going to very much be a trusted, bespoke solution.
How much time do you think that would take to like do it one by one? That's like a pretty time intensive endeavor, or
what do you mean? It wouldn't be a one by one.
If we got connected with Zora,
it'd be a one-time thing. It wouldn't be one by one. It'd be do it once for the entire album.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's one contract.
Okay.
Right.
Then
Right.
how long do we think that could possibly take if we were like literally able to get with Yuri today?
Well, I was planning to message him today.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it's gonna have to be live before they can do anything. So that's
Okay.
the thing. It wouldn't be,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't be able to even find out if we can figure it out until after it's live. So it would be shipped. So we wouldn't be able to tell anyway. So basically, where I feel like we're at here is we can take a leap. If we want, and hoping that specifically just Zora can load the video, or we can say, being able to play the audio no matter where it is most important, and that we can do it that way. And then as far as rendering the video, we can do that on the UI of the website that we have, which in some ways, like, that's actually kind of nice. Like, if our minting website is the place where you can see the visualizer, we do want people to mint on our minting website. Like, that's going to be the most ideal place for us, because it feels like, it's just like you actually came to our house to hang out.
I like that.
We didn't have to meet you at a friend's house, as friendly as some of our friends are.
So to that point, this is only a problem for the full visualizers, like the big ones. Would this be a problem for the ones you're going to airdrop to people?
The lyric videos?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't know. Let me look at create.zora.
Yeah, because that kind of, well, okay, that's interesting. If it's on, I forgot it was on.
Yeah, I'd be using Zora Create for these lyric videos. And I will say I had a 2-minute, 35-second music video that plays beautifully in Zora.
Okay,
actually,
well, if that works,
it also plays in OpenSea too. So that's interesting.
Okay, well, if I just wanted to make sure that the effectiveness of the Friday airdrops wasn't going to be like diminished in any type of way.
Yeah.
But that sounds like we're chilling.
Yeah. So to give you an idea, this is the map to Wayspace. It plays.
Yeah, it totally
Yeah.
plays.
How big is this one?
Yeah.
How big is this file?
Mhm.
It is. I can look it up right now. This file is 214 megabytes.
It's 214. That's large. And it loads fine in OpenSea. I believe I've seen it in OpenSea as well.
I'm gonna pull it up in my rainbow over here because I thought it was working like perfectly. I just want to double check, triple check.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got to 30. All right.
Dude, that's fucking sick, Jack.
Thanks, man. And I did it so you can only mint one, so I know that it's 30 individuals.
Yeah, I don't. That gave me a little bit of like I wanted to kind of sell it, and I was like, well, I don't want to sell it because I want to have a map. And then I was like, fuck, you did a good job with this map.
Oh, thanks, dude. I mean, the idea is like you need your map to go through Wayspace.
I need
like
it.
if we're talking
I
about the
can't sell a
story,
map.
like yeah, and like you can give the map to or sell the map to someone if you're like, I learned what I needed to learn in this part of my journey, and now this person is ready to enter Wayspace. That's cool. I actually like that, but that was my thinking behind it.
Rainbow is perfect.
Oh shit.
So I mean, that's what we're looking for. You know what I mean? Like,
dang.
How big? How long? So the video that you're trying to do is is over twice the size, and it's not working.
Yeah, it varies depending on the video. So if you look on my screen right now, you can see like one song is 342 megabytes, another one is 597, another one's 352, another one's 345. They range between 300 and 500, or 300 to 600 megabytes. While the airdrop ones are gigantic. Like the B-sides preview is 1.5 gigs, and the other one, the full album one, is gigantic. It's 2.68 gigs. I mean, it makes sense. It's like it's a lyric video visualizer that lasts 32 minutes. Like it's a big one.
Wow. Well, I have a ton of thoughts, but honestly, I would rather this feels like something for you to focus on. So I want to answer any questions that you have, but ultimately the metadata will be on you. I'm very curious to see what you go with.
Yeah. Man.
I don't think there's a wrong answer. It feels like there's two ways of thinking of it. It's like either you're trying to optimize for how it all looks right now, and you're kind of changing your vision to meet the capabilities of the platform,
Yeah.
to be more accessible, or you're the artist that has a vision and is challenging the platforms to do better. Maybe they don't show up as you expect in the platforms. That being said, you've created an experience on your website that allows your tokens to be consumed in their full glory. That feels like the binary decision you're working through. Do you want to make it most accessible on the platforms, or do you have the vision and you're going to put out your vision regardless of if platforms can meet your vision?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I
Do you want me to
appreciate
weigh
you
in?
breaking it down. Yeah,
I would love
please
to
weigh
weigh
in,
in.
Matt, while I show you guys something.
Okay. So I think that's definitely the right question, the way Sweets just presented it. I think that
this is where
we have discussed as of late, especially the idea of once this launches, that's fucking sick. What is that?
It's a cover artwork that was part of a previous video that is one of the lines where I talk about trying to decide which path.
We talked about that the next step once this launches is the idea of pushing discoverability as much as possible. Discoverability, part of it comes from us and like pushing it to our people and all the above, but hopefully a large chunk of it comes from being discovered on the platforms. We all have this vision of Wayspace and have pulled all these things together, and the visualizers, while they're like fucking sick, obviously in a cool thing, if they're gonna make it so it's harder to find on the platforms, that feels like then we're kind of going against our main goal, which was to, like, in my opinion, get your music into as many people's hands as possible, and your art and all the above. And I feel like doing it with the full visualizers and like making sure that it would like happen in the way you want it to happen, if that can even happen, you know what I mean? Just like makes it so fewer people are going to be able to participate, or like will even be aware of it. And so if our goal is to get Jack's music in as many people's hands as possible, which I think it is, or at least one of the main goals for sure, I think that doing it so you can play the music and have the cover art is the way to do it.
Yeah. Matt, thank you so much for that. As you were saying that, a mantra from yesterday played in my head, which is reward early supporters without punishing newcomers. I think if we make it so that people can't even hear the music on places like OpenSea and Rarible, that punishes them for coming to it in a place that is maybe not where where my early supporters will find it. But by having it so you can only see the visualizer in all of its, ideal form on our website, that is a way to still reward the early supporters. So we get the chance of rewarding early supporters without punishing newcomers. Facts. So that being said, I think that's what I think makes the most sense. And I think there are plenty of ways to express it where it really still will honor the visualizers I made, as well. So I personally feel pretty good about what this means, which is switching the animation URL so that the audio wave file is what shows up, so that people can hear the music no matter where they access it. I think there's something to that that means a lot to me, as somebody who made the music. And to be honest, like the visualizers, like this, the vision for it was really just, I want to make a visualizer for every song. The way that it shows up is still going to be up to us, and still up to me. And it just is going to require a bit more of like trust in what we can build together over what the platforms can do for us, which, speaking of all of our experiences, I think whether Sweets' experience with platforms or Matt's experience with platforms, aka record labels, or my experiences, like, I'm all about the indie. So I think being able to just trust ourselves to build just a UI that this might mean I really got to learn a lot in order to make the UI what I want it to be. I think that's a great task for me to have. I think it's a great growth point and an opportunity to, like I know how to design it. I just need to understand and learn how to make it so that my designs can turn into code that I can provide suites with, that makes it so it shows up in the best way possible. And I, that would be my task going forward as soon as possible after we get these live. And it makes me very grateful that like we'll already have a place for people to mint on vol.fm. And then as soon as possible, I can be working to like with suites to get the UI what we need it to be, so that the minting site ideally could still go live this week and people could still do it that way, but without just throwing too much on us right now. Matt, you were gonna say something?
To the point of Vol FM, the more I'm like thinking about all the issues I'm having with this, the more I think that we need to double check why it's happening, because these like the thing that you first put out with them suites that I had trouble with also, that was on Ethereum, correct?
It was on your Wi-Fi though.
It was on my Wi-Fi for sure. So okay, wait.
If you try that again, not on your Wi-Fi, it should work fine.
Let me try it right now on my phone.
That's great. Yes, I'm so glad we're doing
now
this.
that I'm thinking about
that's what
that.
we really need to be.
Planetsun.xyz. If you don't remember, it's planetsun.xyz.
Planetsun.xyz. Okay, wait, SUN sun?
Favorite domain of this year, I think.
So, like SUN sun?
Was available. I was just like, let me just check Google domains. Planetsun.xyz, $12 a year. Let's go.
That's nuts.
So could it, I mean, so yes, it was definitely on my Wi-Fi, and I'm connecting now to see if it's a problem when I'm just on cellular. But if it was like a problem with my Wi-Fi, is that going to be a problem for like other people? And something that we need to like think about, just like a quick like even video message from you, Jack, that's like, hey, we do know that sometimes there's like issues with desktop, so if you just go on your phone, like, I don't know, thinking out loud for a second.
I am glad that we're talking about accessibility. My gut is this is just a you issue. But as I'm saying this, I feel like it might be me just standing up for my technology. And so I'm going to take a position of being quiet and give more emotions a voice, because we want to be considerate of accessibility.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm connected for sure to Wura. So let me see if I can mint. And if I can mint, then it's definitely just like my Wi-Fi thing, I guess. And
yeah, let's see.
Oh yeah, I can definitely mint this shit.
Yes.
Urgent Gway. This is urgent.
And you're using Rainbow Wallet again on Wura?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love Rainbow, to be honest, dude.
I think that we're going to get way more people using Rainbow. So I'm glad that you're testing stuff with Rainbow.
Cool. And it's seemingly at least definitely gone through on Etherscan, and I will hopefully have it in my wallet any second. But cool. So yeah, I guess people will be using mobile and shit anyway. So at least coming like from Twitter. So I think it'll be chill. And at least that means that I was also selfishly making sure I could fucking mint this shit tomorrow. But no, I can definitely mint it, so that's good. Cool.
All right,
sick.
Okay. So I want to bring up something, because I feel like we're getting to a point now where we've figured out a lot of bugs and what needs to happen as far as one thing after another. And Sweets, after I say this, I'll definitely come back to you, because part of this is also a question for you. That so with us deploying officially tomorrow during part 3, the place that we're going to be directing people to is going to be, it seems like, the Vol FM, because we probably, I mean, I guess this is also a question of like, can we do some kind of simple UI on our own minting site for tomorrow? And if not, then it sounds like the Vol FM site is only going to allow people to mint number 2, which is how it ends, and not mint both of them and not have the bundle mechanic there, which I guess it just gives me pause because it changes how the story is at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
If we are able to get the UI such that it might be super simple, super basic, but it gives people the ability to see both, hear both, and mint the bundle, then the story can go on from the very beginning. And I wanted to raise that up as far as Sweets, how you're feeling about that, both in terms of the workload and what's possible before tomorrow and just possible tomorrow, as well as how it impacts story. Because that's where I'm at right now. I feel like that's the one loose end that is on my mind. Oh, and I see you're gonna leave, Ale. Thanks for hanging, dude. Thank you so much.
Peace, bro.
Bye, Ale.
Bye, Ale.
Great question. There's a high probability chance I can get everything done because I am in hackathon mode and I can ship out a lot of code.
Yeah.
What I'd like to turn back to you guys is I have 4 things written on here of the 4 things I'm going to be trying to get done between now and tomorrow.
Okay.
And if we can prioritize them as a group, that will help me to understand, because some of these are smart contract, and in my mind, we want to get the smart contract stuff out first.
Yeah.
But if those are a lower priority than the website, I can attack the website before that. First is contract metadata. This is not necessary, but this is the metadata that shows up in OpenSea on the contract. I believe it's just for OpenSea. Second is the airdropping of the puzzle and the claiming of the puzzle. It's a functionality for Jack to be able to airdrop, as well as for people to be able to call to claim it. It's the puzzle mechanism that feels pretty critical.
Yep.
There's EIP 2971, which is royalty registration, so that on secondary sales, anybody that respects royalties will pay those funds. Feels like a nice to have. I'm not sure if we're necessarily targeting secondary sales, and so how big will that number get? Is it something that we should be caring about? Potentially not. And then fourth, the website with a bundle button, the ability to have Jack's custom domain, to be able to show the first 2 songs, to listen to the first 2 songs, buy the first 2 songs, and an ability to click the buy now bundle. Those are the 4. If we scrapped all of those and only did one between now and tomorrow, between both of you, what seems like the most important? Contract metadata, airdrop mechanism, claim puzzle mechanism, royalty registration, and having our bespoke website.
Just off rip and with my I think it's a tie. I think 1 and 2 are a tie. I can't really distinguish between the two. I think that contract metadata is just more of a priority for us, and then functionality of the puzzle is more of a priority for the collector, is how I would kind of distinguish it. But I think that those are the highest for each of those groups. The metadata, I just think, metadata is kind of like everything for us, especially if we're like laying out this blueprint and we want to show people how fucking important that shit is. And so that's why I think that's important. Just simple and sweet. And functionality of the puzzle is just like, that's like one of our definite like new fucking things, so we want to make sure that that's like working. I feel like to show people that we did push the limits on some of this stuff too. So thoughts?
If I had to pick my top 2,
Contract metadata, airdrop, EIP 2971, royalty registration, website, custom website with the bundle buy.
So when just want to get some clarification. Contract metadata is my stuff, correct? Or do you mean that just that specific stuff with OpenSea, or is that the royalty thing?
This specific stuff with OpenSea.
Okay.
Those skills you and I talked about at the beginning.
Okay. Man. Um, to me, it feels like the two most important things are, and I may have misunderstood this, but having the smart contract ready to ship, and the custom UI website. And the reason I say that is because I think we can't do anything without the smart contract. Like that's the that's the ship itself. Like we're just going to be swimming with nothing if we don't have that. And then the reason I say the website is the website to me feels like our our flag on the ship that says what ship it is. And without that, people won't know that it's our ship. So that's why I feel that priority, but it's very difficult for me to parse that out because it feels like they're all incredibly important. Um, and
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
If it's okay with you guys, I'm gonna prioritize. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update the contract metadata is a super low lift, so I'm gonna do that immediately.
Okay.
Will take me less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go into the puzzle and airdrop mechanism because that is a core reward system in our story.
Yeah.
I'll do that 1 second. Then I'm gonna jump over to the front end and I'll try to build the website out. And then if I have time at the end of that, then I'll add in the EIP 2971 royalty registration. That'll be at the end. That is a smart contract thing. And so if I can't get that done by tomorrow, we won't have it. I have a feeling I'll be able to get everything done, but I just want to manage expectations. And with us having one day, I might not be able to get everything done. And so I wanted to prioritize with y'all so that if I can't get all of this done, we're okay with whatever things I don't get done.
Right. Right. So the last thing in terms of the order of priority, which is the royalties piece, if I just want to make sure I understand what we have on our plate, if we ship without that, we won't get any piece of the secondaries. Is that right?
We won't get any piece of the secondaries on platforms that are not OpenSea. On OpenSea, we will get secondaries. On Rarible, Zora, etc., we would not.
Okay. Okay. Matt.
That's what we're losing.
Yeah, Matt, do you hear that?
One more time,
You
sorry.
need me to repeat? So what Sweets was saying, I was asking as far as that fourth piece, which is the in order of priority, it's the last thing. So it's the thing that made that if we have to pick one thing that may not get done, it's the royalties piece, which if it doesn't get done, what it means is that we get no cut of secondary market everywhere except for OpenSea. So if somebody sells somewhere somehow on Zora, we get no piece of the secondary there.
Okay.
That OpenSea we would, but everywhere else we wouldn't. And that would be not to say that we have to decide we're not getting that right now, but that if we're trying to prioritize the other three things, then that may be the thing that we that has to get
and
sacrificed.
the third thing you want to prioritize is the like front end things.
Yeah.
Okay, and that entails
the website, the place for people to mint.
Yeah. But what I guess what exactly are we gonna add to it if we were gonna like do that as a priority, or is it like not ready yet?
Yeah, it's not ready.
yet.
It would be like we either have the minting website or we don't. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, now I understand.
And so you get why, like, in my mind it's so important to me is because I want, as far as story is, I want from the beginning people to be able to see both editions every week, be able to mint both, and be able to mint as a bundle.
Yeah.
I want from the very beginning that's a big thing for me, is for that to be able to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that hearing that, especially, it makes sense to have that as the third priority. The royalty registration thing, my main holdup is the idea of if we do talk to the Zora team and get them to like help us with the visualizer, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's still like a possibility once it goes live, to like talk with them and like help us get the full video in, or is that not going to be a thing then?
It may be, but I think if I'm switching out the animation URL to be the audio WAV file,
Okay, it can't be a
it's
thing.
gonna be it's I don't know if it's impossible, but it's definitely gonna be less
All right, cool.
possible.
Well, I just think that Zora is, in my opinion, like going to be people who will be supporting you on this project's journey, I guess, more than most. And I would assume then that means that, like, I would guess a majority of your secondary sales, if they do happen, would come from Zora as opposed to OpenSea. And so the idea of like not getting royalties on that is like, I mean, I guess fine enough in my eyes, but like, you know, I mean, if you hit your target numbers of like selling at least 5 of each song, you know what I mean? That's a pretty healthy supply out there. And I would imagine that if we have the success and recognition of like what we did here, that people would like want a part of it, you know what I mean? Especially if they feel like they missed it. And so I just think that the most likely place for sales is Zora, secondary sales. And so if we think that they are going to be substantial, which I would argue that I think that like secondary sales will definitely be a thing. I don't know when for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that the story that we've created here is like an important one. So I would imagine secondary sales become a big part of Wayspace at some point. And so, yeah, I guess just my thoughts on it. But I agree fully that the front end and having your own website should be prioritized over that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to try to ship it all. I have a feeling I will. Knowing
Sweets, I think you got rugged on the Twitter space.
I did. My phone ran out of battery,
Free to
so
join
you
in, I'll
guys
make you
cannot hear
co-host
me
if
right
you
now.
Can't hear you still.
Oh, I can hear you in Zoom.
Oh.
It's in Zoom. You guys can hear me in Zoom. My phone died, and so I'm no longer in the Twitter space. I wonder if I can join the Twitter space here from my. I feel like we're getting towards the end. I'm not going to worry about getting back into the Twitter space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is where we'll have the video. The video will get shared soon, anyways.
Cool.
Yep.
Is there anything else you guys? The one thing I'm potentially thinking is maybe get something on the books to check in. I do need to configure the DNS for the domain. Jack, what domain do you already have the domain you want me to configure your website to?
Yeah, I bought it on Google Domains. I got wayspace.app. But if depending on how much time, you know, maybe it's like mint wayspace.xyz or wayspace.xyz might be cool, but it's really just a matter of how long I have until you really like actually need it.
I can hook it up to as many as you want. So if you own wayspace.app and you also want wayspace.xyz to work, any domain that you want, we can hook up as many.
Well, I'm definitely ready to hook in with at least one right now.
Okay. Are you down for us to get that configured right now?
Sure.
Okay, that way I can start testing with it, and later today I can send y'all it.
Yep, for sure.
Here's wayspace.versell.app.
Okay.
And what I need from you is domains. You say the domain name is wayspace.app.
Yes.
Add that.
Just give me 1 second.
And would you prefer to have when people go to Wayspace, it just shows wayspace.app, or would you prefer it shows www.wayspace.app?
Just wayspace.app.
Perfect. Redirect. Okay. Okay, we've got the domain in here. And so there are 2 records I need you to add. Let me see if you're sharing your screen. Can you head over to Google Domain? Oh, you're already there. Great.
Yep.
Go to your DNS. Yep. And let me send you the first record we're going to need is a CNAME record at your www for the name.
Okay.
So you're going to add a type of CNAME.
Yep.
The host name is www. And then the value I am sending in the chat.
Okay. Got it.
That's going to go over in data, and it's not www dot, it's just www.
Oh, over in data. I don't need anything for host name.
Host name will be www.
Okay, gotcha.
Perfect. That looks great.
Okay, hit save.
Yep, hit save.
Okay.
And now the other record we're going to do is an A record.
Okay.
So type A, and then the host name is @
Yep.
which is just going to be your landing page. And then the value is going to be that IP address.
Got it.
Let's just save that. And if it's not liking it, just delete the ad and then leave it empty.
Yeah, I remember for my bonfire, same thing. Okay. Great.
Okay, so you've got it all configured. It'll take it a while, but I will send you guys a link to that page later today.
Okay.
And it actually looks like it might have already, looks like it's already loaded. So if you go to wayspace.app right now, it should show the existing progress of the site. And then as I update it today, you'll be able to see the progress. So here is
Nice.
the live domain if you don't already have it.
Yeah, I just typed it in. Yeah, there it is. All right. Cool. Great. So my question for you, Sweets, is over in 1 second. In my, just to show you what I have available right now, in my Google Drive under UI design files, I have the heading text, the body text files, and then I don't know how easy it is to put in an image at the top. If it doesn't matter right now. And then I have this with the hex codes, as well as links to the files. Is this something I can give you in Zoom right now to have access to? As far as like, would it be helpful if you just have the background hex code as you're going, rather than having to go back in later and add it?
Probably. I have a feeling I'm not. My gut is that I'm not going to prioritize design stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Of course.
I would love if we could prioritize that to after our meeting.
Sounds good. Yep. Sounds good. Awesome. Okay.
But let me grab that.
I can put this into our Twitter DM too.
That would be good. Okay. Yeah. Anything else you two think I might be missing? The goal right now, get the things out that need to get out before launched.
Yep.
So are there anything y'all think I might be missing on the smart I know, Matt, you have not had a chance to test the smart contract, so it's hard for you to know. Anything you two think I might be missing from the overall storyline that we need to make sure is included in the contract? Do we have time to make one more check through some things?
Of course. Let's do it.
Okay. Do you have the list of splits? Can we head over to 0x splits and see if money went into the proper splits?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to connect to Mumbai if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, correct.
Oh, right. There we go.
And if you have never created any, I created them all yesterday, so you can see you're receiving on all 10 of those splits.
Yep.
So if you, let's go back to 0x splits. Go to receiving tab, and then you can click on any one of those, and then you can swap out the address. If you want to go down your list in your Google Doc and just verify. Otherwise, if we can trust it or we can actually verify. Part of me wants to.
Yeah. Let's do it. So let me just give me 1 second to get it so that we can look at it nicely. So we can look at it side by side. Oh. All right. Okay.
So you can just swap out, if you go to one of the splits, it'll give you the URL format, and then you can just paste the address you copied up top.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now you're looking
just in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up there. Okay. So this would be, oh boy.
You could start at the top of the list, and then you can just paste that address in and go visit that split.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go.
So
Okay.
this is us three. Yep.
Looks like it got paid, so that one got paid for song 1.
Okay. Whoop. It's loading.
Paid for song 2.
Yep. This is the same. Song 3 is the same split.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why it was so much more. That makes sense.
Yeah. Song 4. Glad we're testing this. Thank you for reminding us. Yep. All right, that's song 4. Song 5. Whoop. All right. Song 6. Yep.
So looking good.
Yep. This one's going to be the same address, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same one. Just same collaborators.
Cool.
All right, let me just scroll down here a little bit. So this one, so this next one, extra. Okay. Little things. Okay, very nice. Yep. All right, last 2 songs. Okay. And then this one I know is going to work just for the sake of it. Yep.
Cool.
All right,
Perfect.
and then this is the full album one, which shouldn't have any payout, but we did make it, and it's the one that you'll use for that OpenSea, for that one address. And this is all of us, everyone that was on it.
Got paid from.
Yeah.
It definitely got payments from something. I'm curious.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
I wonder if I sent it or where it got.
Yeah.
What's the 0.0222? I would assume, which is like the price. So that's interesting.
Right. That is interesting.
Excuse me.
Like this makes me think that there might be a bug somewhere that's sending funds to the wrong address. How could we find out? Can you copy that address and go over to Mumbai Polygon Scan, this contract address?
Yep.
Let's see where it got that money from.
1 second. Let me just make sure I have it right. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Okay. So go to Polygon Scan.
Yeah, wait, what address are we looking at?
We're looking at the one that's for edition 13, the Wayspace full album.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's paste that address into Mumbai's Polygon Scan.
Okay.
All the way up at the top. Yeah, we're just gonna look at that. Okay, so we do see the balance. Go to internal transactions. Okay, so it looks like it got paid out 19 hours ago, probably by me. I don't know who that address is from. Oh, that's probably one of the contracts I did. It doesn't look like it happened from us testing today.
Uh-huh.
Can you scroll to the right so we can see? It does look like a purchase. Yeah, scroll to the right so we can, okay, that was the 0.022. So it was 19 hours ago. It was not during our testing today, which makes me feel better.
Okay.
It was probably me doing some weird stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
Jack and I bought every single song, and none of those resulted in new funds being added in here today because the funds entered 19 hours ago. I'm going to take this as we're okay to keep moving on and not take this as serious. Either of you two see this as a red flag we need to dive deeper on?
No, we're set. We're set.
Cool.
Yep. Great. Okay. Awesome.
Feeling pretty good. Definitely crunch time.
Yeah, definitely crunch time. We got it. All right. Okay. Well, I think if there's nothing else from you guys, I think we're set. We know what our priorities are. Sweets, as always, just hit us up in the DMs if there's anything at all that you need us to do, or any questions or anything else like that. Um, and yeah, just before we sign off, just want to say thank you both so much. This is such a pleasure, and I appreciate having the opportunity to do this with you all, regardless of how much of a crunch time it might be. This is where we get to have really meaningful connections and collaborative relationships with people, and that is something I cherish always, no matter what. So thank you both so much.
Thank you, guys.
All
Thanks,
right.
y'all. All right, y'all. I'm excited, dude. One day, man.
Yep. One day.
Fuck yeah.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right, everyone be good.
See you. Peace. Bye. Thank you very much. This was Deploying Wayspace, Part 2. Deploying Wayspace Part 2. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.